This video is sponsored by Surfshark, but more on that later, because first we have to go and find the best Alheira in Portugal. What's up, my boys? Say hi, Lara.
Today we are driving up north, way up north, and that means we also have to say goodbye to Lara for the first time since we got her. It's a bit daunting, but you need to get out in the big world. Yes, you do. So we have two friends taking care of her, and then it's me and Amalie again for the next 4 days where we are going to have some pretty amazing adventures. But today it's all about finding the best Alheira in Portugal. 4 hours and 25 minutes from Lisbon to Mirandela. This is as far away as you can get. And I was honestly quite surprised when I found out that it's 5 hours to Braganca, where we are ending up tonight. 5 hours? I thought everything was 3 hours from Lisbon, but apparently it's a much bigger country. When we drove up here, you could choose two roads. You can go past Porto, and you can go right and then cross over through Viseu, and actually don't pay for the Via Verde. And I think the reason we took this road where we cross over is that we haven't driven it before. So, and I had this idea, maybe it's a beautiful drive.
Which
and
it is?
It is super beautiful. Just when I say that there's no Via Verde, 3, 2, 1. Beep, beep. They're ripping us off.
Welcome to Mirandela. So even though we are here only for the Alheiras, I gotta say that this town is actually very pretty. So even though this building is falling apart, it's absolutely beautiful. This is just asking for someone to come and fix it, really. Look at it. It needs a loving hand. Tem fome.
Temos. The reason why we're making this video is obviously because I love Alheiras. Amalie, I don't know, are you a fan of Alheiras as well?
I mean, I like them, but I'm not obsessed.
Okay, I'm obsessed with them. It started, I think last year when we went to Tâmega, also in the north, where we went on this fam trip and we had Alheiras.
Alheira is actually a sausage that dates very far back. Back then the Portuguese people, they wanted to get rid of all the Jews, they wanted to hunt them out, and the Jews, they really wanted to stay, so they said that they were Christian. And one of the ways that they wanted to trick the Portuguese people were to actually hang out sausages, which usually were made from pork meat, so that the people would think that they were integrated in the religion of Christianity instead of Judaism. In the sausage, instead of adding pork as you would normally do, they added game meat and bread. That makes the Alheira completely different to a sausage, but yet it was similar enough to trick the Portuguese people to think that it was actually pork. What makes a good Alheira?
You know, I like when they have a crunchy outside. Bingo! Oh my god, exactly as I remember it, but probably better because, you know, it's crunchy, the texture is amazing, and it has almost like a lemony contrast to it. Oh my god. I swear to God.
Oh my god.
You're right?
Yeah.
Right?
This is really delicious. It doesn't have much meat in it. It's actually a lot of bread. And you are so right about the lemony flavor. I really love this. I think this is the best Alheira we have had so far.
It actually started out with, we went to Continente in Lisbon and they had these Alheiras for sale, and it was like Tras-os-Montes, Mirandela, and then I put it on Instagram, I think, and some people said like you have to go to Mirandela to get the Alheira. If I had to pick one thing that is the best of all I've had ever in Portugal, this is it.
Really?
This is it. Total revelation. You know, I feel accomplished after that Alheira, and so many more to come. You know, we just got here. It's like a bit like, you know, you just won Tour de France, and then it's like, do you really want to win the Giro d'Italia? It doesn't get better than what we just had, but we have to see, is the general level of Alheiras really high here, or was that just a one-hit wonder? All the restaurants closed, literally, right in front of our nose. Quick break to thank our sponsor of the video, Surfshark VPN. Here are four reasons why you should have a VPN. Whenever we travel around, stay at hotels, restaurants, cafes, the VPN keeps us safe, and I literally compare it with you know, leaving my house with the front door open if I don't have Surfshark VPN activated.
Surfshark also allows you to watch Netflix content from the entire world. Actually, it counts all geo-restricted content. So if I want to watch my crappy Danish reality television, I can still watch it here in Portugal.
Surfshark hides your internet activity from your internet service provider, so that way no one can see what is hiding in your browser.
Surfshark VPN also stops Google from tracking you, as well as those creepily well-targeted ads that follows you on your phone all the time. For example, the other day when I told you that we were out of bags for our vacuum cleaner, I got an instant ad for vacuum bags. Right now you can get 84% of your Surfshark VPN. That leaves the price at €1.55 a month, and you get it by using our promo code STAYCLASSY. And you even get 30 days full money back guarantee. All the information is in the description below, so go check them out if you want to know more.
Back to the video.
Yep.
Let's go. I guess there's nothing to do then, you know, just, you know, stop at the top and then share one last amazing fact about this town. This is where they host the jet ski championship. Welcome to, not Braganca as we said, but very close, because we just arrived at the hotel and the restaurant where we will be staying for the next 2 nights. This is Abel. This is where our trip really starts, because I don't know if you remember last year when we went on an influencer trip with Marco. This is the biggest honor we've had as YouTubers, getting invited on a trip like this, because for 200 videos no one cared about us. He asked us if we wanted to come along here for 3 nights. So this is the first stop, basically, Oabel, And it's so funny because at the Alheira place we just came from, we met a guy in there who said, I need to tell you where to go. And he actually suggested O Abel. This has to be absolutely amazing food.
Hi! Here is our hotel room. The first thing I have to say about this hotel is that it's made for Joen. Because after Joen has been dining and drinking a lot, he can't drive home. So he can just roll out of the restaurant and then into bed here. I also have a confession to make. Because Joen and I have been here for 1.5 hours. And we had a little nap here in the bed. And that is something we always pay attention to when we go to hotels. And this bed, because it's not too soft and it's not too bouncy, it's just in between. I love it.
You know what's bouncy?
No.
I don't know how to describe this place, really. It's very rural, but yet you have plenty of hotels and restaurants here, and it's very charming, and it has a lot of history to it, but we are going into detail tomorrow, because that's where we will explore these things. But now, it's about seeing if we can get some Alheira and exceed the unexceedable.
Alla sera arriva dell'altra da me pigliara. Indo alla sera arriva dell'altra da me pigliara. Repicchiando il mio caldeiro e rimandandomi a Samara. Repicchiando il mio caldeiro e rimandandomi a Samara. Quando me sale una llova che era grande e era parda. Quando me sale una llova che era grande e era parda. Io voglio una crudeira la migliore.
I just died and came alive in meat heaven because... Did you see that, Amalie?
So we are having this white wine from Dodo. It's called Alheira. And when he served it, I was like, oh, that's a wine from... it's not a local wine, it's a wine from Dodo. And he's told us that no, actually Dodo is a part of Tras-os-Montes. And we had no idea that was a thing, so I feel like a complete wine rookie.
Uh-oh.
Alheira.
Oh my god, you read our mind.
Alheira.
What is best, Braganca or Mirandela Alheira?
Mirandela is that's the typical. That's most in Braganca. Braganca is that's most typical. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Alheira in Mirandela that's commercial. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
So we were lied to all along. They lied to us. We were told that you have to go to Mirandela to get the true Alheira.
No, that's where Alheira is.
Okay.
That's where Alheira.
This is the one.
Yeah.
And right off
That's the
the...
one. Yeah.
And I have to say something. I really like the one we had earlier today, but listen to this sound, okay? Now that's a crispy Alheira.
Oh my goodness. Just a quick side note, the wine is amazing. Amazing.
Very good.
There's always so many different opinions about what is the best Alheira and where do you get it. So it's like a bit like Benfica, Porto, Sporting, you know. I'm sure there are people right now in Mirandela who are very offended when he said that it's commercial. First of all, it's amazing. It doesn't have the same citrusy feature as we had earlier. It's more acidy and it tastes like it's higher quality, general, like the beef. Listen. It's not better than the one we had earlier today, but this is still A-grade Alheira.
I don't know which one I like the best. I think it's a... Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, go.
Oh, I won, Amalie.
So one of the things you really want to come here to eat is the pasta. Pasta is real meat, and the animals are actually walking in their natural habitat along the hills and the mountains here, and they are only fed with naturally foods. So for us who loves organic food, this is probably the cream of the crop, because they also just walk wild around as they wish. Cutting this is the most easy thing ever.
It's like butter.
Cuts like butter, yeah.
É boa? My boy. This is a kind of meat that we always try to buy in Lisbon, but it's completely impossible to get.
It might be simple, but when all the ingredients are on point, you really get good food. The fries are like, it's a fry for God's sake, but I'm like insane with it. I love it. I'm in love with this fry. And even the potatoes that they make here, they're so good because they're firm, but they are also flavorsome and not too firm. They have like the perfect balance. They cook perfectly.
So,
This is insane.
they just gave us some lamb, as if the pasta wasn't enough. And I gotta say, this is the best lamb I've had in my entire life. Seriously. I think it's just because it's an animal in its natural habitat. It's happier, it's healthier. Put that up against one of those in the farmhouses.
I'm in heaven. Now I understand why they have a hotel, because people, they would definitely travel from Lisbon up here, or from Algarve, or from Madrid, or whatever. They would travel here, they would eat, and they would go to bed here.
You know, this is a part of Portugal that we haven't seen, and it's. I kind of knew about it. You know, I knew this would be spectacular, but
Now we just want more.
yeah, and we're gonna get it in the next 3 days.
This is like the Portuguese version of a tiramisu. It has coffee and it has the Marie biscuit, I think you call it in English. They see me rolling. So we started in Lisbon. We went to Mirandela.
Now we're in Braganca, and Braganca is the area that we are going to explore the next 3 days.
Yes.
So guys, stick with us and see the next videos, because it's going to be bibbidi bobbidi.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Até logo.
Até logo.
Até já.
Amanhã.
Amanhã.
Amanhã.